Stop blaming the universe. If manifestation isn't working for you, it's not because the universe is silent, it's because your discipline is inconsistent. You visualize success, but your days look the same. You repeat affirmations, but your habits never change. And then you ask why it isn't happening. Here's the uncomfortable truth. The universe doesn't respond to what you want, it responds to what you do repeatedly. Marcus Aurelius ruled an empire under war, plague, and betrayal, yet he never asked for easier conditions. He asked one brutal question: what must I do today even if I don't feel like it? Pause and say this with me. Manifestation isn't magic, it's alignment. Every time you delay, you teach your brain that comfort comes first. Every time you act despite resistance, you build inevitability. So if your dreams feel stuck, don't check your energy, check your discipline. Because the moment discipline leads, results follow. Stay with me. This might be the shift that finally changes everything. Part 1. The brutal truth about manifestation. Imagine this. You wake up one morning and feel tired. Not physically, but existentially tired. You have read the books, you have watched the videos, you have visualized the future, you have whispered affirmations into the dark, and yet your life looks exactly the same. Same habits, same income, same frustration, same quiet doubt that you never say out loud. And the question forms in your mind, slowly but dangerously: is manifestation a lie? Pause here. Take a breath. Say it with me slowly. Manifestation isn't broken. Your discipline is. That sentence hurts because it removes your favorite escape. Because if the universe was at fault, you would be innocent. But if discipline is the problem, then responsibility comes back to you. And responsibility is heavy. Marcus Aurelius understood this weight better than anyone. He ruled the most powerful empire on earth, yet wrote reminders to himself like a struggling student trying not to fail his own character. He didn't write meditations to feel inspired. He wrote them to stay disciplined, to stay sharp, to stay honest. He once wrote, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think." This was not poetry. This was a command. Most people want the feeling of manifestation without the behavior that makes it unavoidable. They want results without repetition, identity without discomfort, confidence without proof. And when reality refuses to comply, they blame energy, timing, or fate. But let me tell you something uncomfortable. Every outcome you admire is sitting on top of invisible discipline. You don't see the hours. You don't see the boredom. You don't see the days when nothing happened and the person kept going anyway. According to behavioral psychology research, over 70% of long-term success outcomes are not correlated with motivation or talent, but with consistency of execution over time. Not intensity, consistency. That means the universe does not respond to your strongest emotions. It responds to your longest streak. Marcus Aurelius never asked the universe for strength. He trained his response to hardship until strength became inevitable. And this is where the modern idea of manifestation goes wrong. It teaches people to focus on desire instead of identity. You don't manifest what you want. You manifest who you are willing to become repeatedly. Pause again. Breathe. Say it with me. Repetition creates reality. Reality does not respond to wishes. It responds to standards. The brutal truth is this: if your daily routine does not change, your future will not either. No matter how spiritual your language sounds, no matter how many times you visualize success, visualization without execution is hallucination. Marcus Aurelius warned against this exact trap. He wrote, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. Not think about one. Not plan to become one. Be one." That sentence alone dismantles 90% of modern manifestation content because it demands action before belief, proof before confidence, discipline before results. Let me tell you a story. There was a man who wanted financial freedom. He watched videos every night. He felt motivated. He imagined a better life, but his days stayed soft. No schedule, no measurable output, no discomfort. After 3 years, nothing changed. Then there was another man. Same dream, but instead of asking how long manifestation would take, he asked one question every morning: what must be done today, even if I don't feel like it? He tracked his actions. He published consistently. He trained when tired. He studied when bored. 12 months later, his life looked unrecognizable. Same universe, same energy, different discipline. This is not motivation. This is mechanics. Neuroscience confirms that identity is shaped by repeated action, not intention. Each time you act in alignment with a standard, your brain reinforces that identity loop. Over time, discipline becomes automatic. And when discipline becomes automatic, results stop feeling magical. They feel earned. Marcus Aurelius lived in a world of war, disease, and political betrayal, yet he never wrote, "Why is this happening to me?" He wrote, "What does this demand of me?" That question changes everything, because manifestation is not about attracting outcomes. It is about becoming the kind of person for whom those outcomes are normal. And that transformation is never comfortable. It is repetitive. It is boring. It is quiet. And it works. Now pause, inhale, exhale. Say this with me one more time. Discipline first. Results follow. If this part unsettled you, good. That means you are listening. In the next part, we will step directly into the mind of Marcus Aurelius and break down how he built unbreakable discipline in chaos, not comfort. Stay with me. This is where the real transformation begins. Part 2. Marcus Aurelius and the Discipline of Reality. Imagine being born into power, yet trained to distrust comfort. Imagine ruling an empire stretching from Britain to Syria, while writing private notes reminding yourself not to become weak, arrogant, or distracted. This was Marcus Aurelius. And if manifestation truly worked the way people talk about it today, Marcus would have been the last man who needed discipline. He had status. He had authority. He had wealth. Yet his writings reveal something shocking. He never trusted desire. He trusted training. Pause here. Breathe. Say it with me slowly. Desire fades. Discipline remains. Marcus Aurelius lived in a world where chaos was not a metaphor. Plagues killed millions. Wars never stopped. Betrayal came from people he trusted. Yet nowhere in his writings do you find him asking the universe for easier conditions. Instead, you find relentless attention to one question. What is my duty right now? This question is the foundation of Stoic discipline. Not what do I feel like doing, not what do I hope will happen, but what does reality require of me in this moment? Modern psychology confirms something Marcus understood intuitively. Humans overestimate what motivation can do and underestimate what systems can do. Motivation fluctuates wildly. Discipline stabilizes behavior. Studies in behavioral science show that people who rely on fixed routines outperform those who rely on inspiration by over 60% in long-term goal achievement. Marcus Aurelius built his life on this principle. He did not wait for calm to practice calm. He practiced calm so thoroughly that chaos lost its power over him. Say it with me again. Practice creates control. Control creates freedom. Marcus wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This line is often quoted but rarely understood. Power over the mind does not mean positive thinking. It means disciplined thinking. It means choosing your response even when every instinct screams to react. This is why manifestation fails for so many people. They try to control outcomes without first controlling their reactions. They want the reward without mastering the response. Let me give you a concrete example. Two people face the same setback. One complains, searches for signs, waits for motivation to return. The other adjusts the plan and continues execution. After 6 months, the second person looks lucky. In reality, they were disciplined. Marcus Aurelius trained this response daily. His journal was not inspirational writing. It was mental conditioning. He reminded himself to wake up early, even when the bed was warm. He reminded himself that irritation was weakness, not strength. He reminded himself that procrastination was a form of self-betrayal. Pause again. Inhale. Exhale. Say this with me. Comfort is the enemy of discipline. Discipline is the ally of manifestation. There is a reason Marcus warned against living as if you had endless time. Neurological research shows that urgency sharpens focus. When humans perceive time as limited, they prioritize meaning over pleasure. Marcus created artificial urgency through reflection on mortality. not to depress himself, but to discipline his actions. He wrote, "Do not act as if you had 10,000 years to live." That single sentence destroys procrastination because it forces action now. This is the discipline of reality. Reality does not negotiate. Reality responds to action. And this is why Stoicism produces results where manifestation culture produces fantasies. Stoicism asks, what must be done? Manifestation culture asks, what should I feel? One builds empires. The other builds excuses. Now let's make this practical. Here is a Stoic discipline drill you can apply immediately. Choose one domain of your life where you feel stuck. Just one. Health, money, skill, relationships. Write down the smallest action that, if repeated daily for 30 days, would change the trajectory. Not a big action, a repeatable one. 10 push-ups, 5 minutes of writing, one published idea. Discipline works through accumulation. Research shows that habits compound faster than motivation because they bypass decision fatigue. Marcus Aurelius structured his days to reduce choice, not increase it. Less choice means more execution. This is why your environment matters more than your intentions. If your phone is always within reach, discipline erodes. If your schedule is vague, discipline collapses. Marcus controlled his inputs to protect his standards. Say it with me. Control the inputs. The outputs will follow. Now here is the harsh truth. Discipline is boring. Marcus Aurelius knew this. He wrote about doing his duty even when he felt resistance. Modern neuroscience confirms that the brain seeks novelty, not progress. Discipline forces repetition without novelty. And that is why it works. Because while others chase stimulation, the disciplined quietly build power. Pause again. Breathe. Repeat after me. Boring done, daily beats, exciting done, rarely. If you are listening to this and feeling exposed, that is good. That discomfort is awareness. And awareness is the first tool of discipline. In the next part, we will confront something even more dangerous than laziness. Disciplined debt, the hidden cost of delaying action and how it silently compounds against you. Stay with me. This is where most people fall behind permanently. Before we continue, commit to one small discipline today. Just one. Comment the word reality if you are ready to stop negotiating with comfort. In part 3, we expose discipline debt and why waiting costs more than failing fast. Part 3, Discipline Debt, the hidden cost of delay. Let's talk about the cost nobody warns you about. Not failure, not rejection. Delay. Delay is the silent killer of potential. It doesn't announce itself. It doesn't feel dangerous. It feels reasonable. I'll start when things calm down. I need more information. I'll do it properly next time. Pause here. Breathe. Say it with me. Delay feels safe until it compounds. Marcus Aurelius understood compounding long before modern finance gave it a name. He wrote, "Loss is nothing else but change, and change is nature's delight." But here's the twist. When you delay, the change still happens, just not in your favor. You don't stay the same while you wait. You deteriorate. Skills decay. Confidence erodes. Standards soften. Neuroscience confirms this harsh truth. Inaction trains the brain just as action does. Each time you postpone, you reinforce avoidance pathways. Over time, your nervous system associates effort with threat and comfort with safety. That is discipline debt. And like financial debt, it charges interest. The interest is invisible at first. You feel fine. But months later, you wonder why starting feels heavier. A longitudinal study on habit formation showed that after just 8 weeks of consistent delay, perceived effort increases by nearly 30% for the same task. Same task, more resistance. That is debt. Marcus warned against this erosion of character. He wrote, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." He understood that small compromises accumulate into identity. Delay is a compromise you make with your future self. Let me tell you a story you'll recognize. There is a creator who wants to publish consistently. He waits for better equipment, better ideas, better timing. 6 months pass, nothing is published. Another creator publishes with imperfect tools. Imperfect voice, imperfect confidence. After 6 months, one has momentum. The other has excuses, same desire, different discipline debt. Pause again, inhale, exhale, say it with me. Momentum forgives imperfection. Delay punishes intention. This is why manifestation feels broken for so many people. They are paying discipline debt daily without realizing it. Every tomorrow is a withdrawal from future energy. Marcus Aurelius attacked this tendency directly. He wrote reminders to himself like commands, not reflections. At dawn, when you have trouble getting out of bed, tell yourself, I have to go to work as a human being. Notice the language. Not I should, not I hope, I have to. Duty language eliminates negotiation. Negotiation creates delay. Delay creates debt. Now let's get practical. Here is the Stoic debt audit. Take one area of your life where progress has stalled. Write down the last time you took uncomfortable action there. Be honest, if it's been more than 7 days, debt is accumulating. Now write the smallest action you have been avoiding. The call, the post, the workout, the study session. Do it within 24 hours. Not because it will fix everything, because it stops the interest from growing. Behavioral economists call this loss aversion reversal. Acting quickly restores agency. Agency restores confidence. Confidence fuels discipline. This is how you break the cycle. Marcus Aurelius did not wait to feel brave. He acted, and bravery followed. Research supports this. Action precedes motivation in over 80% of sustained behavior change. Pause, breathe, repeat, action first, feeling later. Now here is the uncomfortable truth most people avoid. Waiting for clarity is often disguised fear. The brain prefers uncertainty to failure because uncertainty preserves ego. But Marcus had no patience for ego preservation. He wrote, how much time he gains who does not look to see what his neighbor says or does or thinks, but only at what he does himself. Focus kills delay. Comparison feeds it. If you measure yourself against others, you hesitate. If you measure yourself against yesterday's action, you move. Disciplined debt grows fastest in noisy environments. That's why modern life is so dangerous. Infinite inputs, endless opinions, constant distraction. Marcus protected his mind ruthlessly. He limited inputs to preserve execution. Say it with me. Less noise, more action. Let's reset again. Inhale slowly. Exhale fully. Say this aloud. I do not negotiate with delay. Here's your applied exercise for the next 7 days. Choose one daily action tied to your goal. Make it small but non-negotiable. Track it visibly. No streak apps required. A simple mark on paper works. Research shows visible tracking increases adherence by 40%. At the end of 7 days, notice the shift. Not in results, but in resistance. It weakens. That is debt being paid down. Marcus Aurelius believed character is built in private. He didn't need applause. He needed alignment. Alignment between intention and action. That alignment is manifestation in its real form, not attraction. Alignment. In part 4, we will build the full Stoic system that makes results inevitable. No hype, no mysticism, just a structure that survives bad days. Stay with me. This is where discipline becomes a machine. If this part exposed your habits, don't scroll away. Comment the word now and complete one avoided action today. In part 4, we build the Stoic system that turns discipline into automatic results. Part 4, the Stoic system that makes results inevitable. Now we build the machine, not motivation, not inspiration. A system that works on good days and bad days alike. Marcus Aurelius never trusted mood. He trusted structure. He knew that the mind lies when it is tired, emotional, or comfortable. So he designed his life to remove negotiation. Pause here. Breathe. Say it with me. Systems beat moods every time. This is where most people fail at manifestation. They rely on how they feel. Stoicism relies on how things are arranged. Marcus wrote, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. This is not poetry. It is engineering. It means obstacles are inputs, not excuses. The Stoic system has 4 pillars. Not ideas, pillars. Remove one, and the structure collapses. The first pillar is clarity of standards. Marcus did not say, do your best. He said, do what nature requires. Standards are specific, measurable, binary. You either did the work or you did not. Modern research confirms this. Clear standards increase execution by over 50% compared to vague goals. I train at 6 a.m. beats. I try to exercise, say it with me. Standards eliminate excuses. The second pillar is ritualized action. Marcus woke up at the same time, worked in the same rhythm, reduced choice. Choice drains discipline. This is called decision fatigue. Studies show that after repeated decisions, willpower drops sharply. Ritual bypasses willpower. Same time, same place, same first move. Even 5 minutes counts. Ritual turns effort into default. Pause. Inhale. Exhale. Say it. Default beats desire. The third pillar is environment control. Marcus controlled his inputs. He limited distractions. He protected attention like a resource. Neuroscience shows environment shapes behavior more than intention. If your phone is near, your focus fractures. If your workspace is chaotic, discipline leaks. Stoics do not test themselves unnecessarily. They remove friction from good habits and add friction to bad ones. Say it with me. Design beats willpower. The fourth pillar is review without emotion. Marcus reviewed his actions nightly, not to shame himself, to correct course, reflection without judgment, data over drama. Modern performance psychology calls this feedback loops. Fast feedback accelerates improvement by up to 40%. Ask 3 questions daily. What did I do? What worked? What must change tomorrow? No stories, no excuses, just facts. Pause again. Breathe. Repeat. Data creates progress. Now let's assemble the system. Choose one goal, only one. Translate it into a daily standard. Attach it to a ritual. Place it in a controlled environment. Review it nightly. That's it. That is manifestation in reality. Not attraction, not visualization. Alignment through repetition. Marcus Aurelius did this while ruling an empire. You can do it in your life. But here's the hard part. Systems feel boring. They are supposed to. Boredom is the price of inevitability. Most people quit here. They want excitement. They want signs. They want confirmation. Stoics want results. Marcus warned against chasing applause. He wrote, if you are doing what is right, you should not care what others think. External validation disrupts systems. Internal standards protect them. Pause. Inhale slowly. Exhale fully. Say this aloud. I choose boring progress over exciting stagnation. Here is your applied exercise. For the next 14 days, remove one decision from your day. Fix the time you work. Fix the place. Fix the first action. Do not optimize. Do not upgrade. Execute. Research shows that fixed routines reduce cognitive load and increase consistency dramatically. After 14 days, your resistance will drop. Discipline will feel lighter. Not because you are stronger, because the system is carrying you. This is why manifestation suddenly starts working for disciplined people. The universe did not change. They did. In part 5, we will address the final shift. Commanding yourself without cruelty. Becoming firm without becoming rigid. This is where discipline becomes identity. Stay with me. If you are ready to build a system, comment the word system. In part 5, we complete the Stoic shift and turn discipline into identity. Part 5, command yourself. When discipline becomes identity, this is where everything comes together. Not motivation, not discipline as effort, but discipline as identity. Marcus Aurelius did not wake up every morning asking himself if he felt like being disciplined. He woke up knowing who he was required to be. That is the final Stoic shift. When discipline stops being something you do and becomes someone you are. Pause here. Breathe. Say it with me slowly. I do not try, I act. Most people fail at manifestation not because they lack knowledge, but because they split their identity. They say, I want this, while living as someone who does not do what that outcome requires. The mind hates inconsistency. Psychology calls this cognitive dissonance. When actions and identity clash, stress rises, motivation collapses, and avoidance increases. Marcus Aurelius solved this by collapsing identity into duty. He wrote, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." Notice the command. Be one. Identity first. Behavior follows. Neuroscience supports this. Identity-based habits are far more durable than outcome-based habits. When people see themselves as a person who trains, adherence increases by over 70% compared to those who train to reach a goal. Goals end. Identity remains. This is why manifestation suddenly feels effortless for disciplined people. They are no longer forcing behavior. They are expressing identity. Marcus Aurelius commanded himself without cruelty. This is important. Stoicism is not self-hatred, it is self-respect. Cruel discipline breaks people. Firm discipline builds them. Marcus warned against excess severity. He wrote about maintaining kindness, even toward himself. Command does not mean abuse. It means clarity, clear standards, clear consequences, clear follow-through. Pause again, inhale, exhale, say it, firm, not harsh. Now let's talk about the inner voice, the one that negotiates. Just today, you've done enough. Rest a little longer. Marcus recognized this voice. He called it weakness, masquerading as reason. He countered it with prepared commands. Pre-decisions. Modern behavioral science confirms this strategy. Pre-commitment reduces failure rates dramatically because it removes choice in moments of fatigue. Decide once. Execute many times. This is how discipline becomes automatic. Now here is the final exercise. The identity oath. Write one sentence that defines who you are becoming. Not what you want, who you are. For example, I am someone who does the work daily, regardless of mood. Read it every morning, then prove it with one action before checking your phone. Research shows that early wins anchor identity for the rest of the day. Small proof, massive impact. Marcus Aurelius lived this. He did not seek permission from the universe. He commanded himself. And because of that, reality followed. Pause one last time. Breathe deeply. Say this with me. I command myself. This is the end of the series and the beginning of your results. Manifestation was never broken. It was waiting for discipline to take the lead. If this series changed how you see yourself, don't let it fade. Comment the word command and choose one identity-defining action today. Subscribe to Making Life Better for Stoic systems that turn thought into action. One word, one command, one life. Listen carefully. If this message hit you, don't scroll, because this is the moment where most people quit and a few decide differently. You don't need another technique. You don't need better timing. You need one decision. Will discipline lead your life, or will comfort keep running it? Marcus Aurelius didn't wait for motivation. He commanded himself. And that single habit shaped an empire. So here's your move. Choose one small action today, not tomorrow today, and do it even if it feels boring. Then lock this mindset in. Subscribe to Making Life Better. This channel isn't about hype. It's about systems that actually work. If you're done negotiating with yourself, comment the word discipline below. One word, one standard, one life you finally control.